Okay. Time for Jasper's solo game. His punishment. His reckoning. Time frame. Where to fit you in? So generally, this game's taking place on the 17th, Friday, 1947, October. It's getting cold. In the last game, let's see, since the hedge, we had inflicted you with coping with your mother's loss. And currently, you are leaning on alcohol abuse. We will retain that for now.
Fun time.
So okay. Thursday night. Jasper, you found a new great place to drink, and they let you drink for free. And it's in walking
awesome.
distance. And they have the best blue liquor in town. It gets you absolutely messed up. And the bartender is some sort of hobgoblin. That's right.
Okay.
Terry Winkle's Tavern. Thursday night, you find good times at the bottom of some glasses and bottles at Terry Winkle's. You make a few friends. You would be sorely pressed to be able to pick them out of a lineup in the morning, but pretty sure you made some friends. Stumbling home, on the other hand, and passing out in the barracks area early in the morning. Right, you sleep at Redemption Services, yeah?
Yes.
It's your only place.
Yes.
You, let's see, hold on. I'm trying to put time in perspective with what everybody else is doing. Okay, I think I have it. You drag yourself in, piss drunk, blackout drunk, on fairy wine would be kind, fairy liquor. You easily sleep the day away. You easily sleep through, what's his name? Jacob coming in and waking up Elijah and them going on an adventure. None of that even occurs to you. When you wake up, it is already late in the day. It's Friday night. You're the only one in the building. It is dark, and you need a drink. So you get up, you get yourself ready, clothed, enough. Friday night, maybe you'll go out to Terry Winkle's again. Who knows?
Again.
Take a last look in Redemption Services at the stores that you guys have there. I'm sure you've got something, food or whatever. There's no alcohol, so you're ready to set out. Before you leave the place, however, you hear something like footsteps. You're in the main office lobby area, and you can swear you heard footsteps in the barracks room just next door. Or barracks room, I say, like the little bunk room that you guys made for sleeping. I think you guys called it barracks.
Yeah, I'll go open the door.
Okay, you open the door. There's nothing there. You get that feeling, though. Something's here. That feeling where the hair on the back of your neck stands up. That feeling when something alive isn't around. Something dead.
I'll cast Speak with the Dead.
Speak with the dead, just... Oh wait, does that... Hold on. You might be right. That lets you
128.
see...
The mage is able to see and communicate with ghosts within the twilight.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, that's the right spell. You're right. Great. Speak with the dead. Huh. Nothing in the room. Okay. Strange. You turn around. Holy crap, there's a ghost.
I'll take a step backwards.
Okay. You take a step backwards. Before you stands an apparition, the ghostly figure of a man that has haunted your dreams before. The man you killed, your father. He appears now much as he did in life, although substantially less corporeal. Even in death, he wears simple jean pants, a work shirt, and an unbuttoned, or a simple. Man, I messed this up. Simple jean pants, an unbuttoned plaid shirt over a white undershirt. Like I said, simple dress man. His short, dark hair sits like a messy mop on his head, and his 5 o'clock shadow is a few days old. Among all his features, his eyes strike you as the most vibrant, almost containing some of their original green color in this haze gray form. He says, Son, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
God, I was wondering how long that was going to take. You know, you sleep like a rock.
And I don't appreciate you calling me son.
Don't be like that. I'm already dead. Let's not even bring up why.
We don't have to bring. I know why.
Do you?
Yeah, I killed you.
How can you say it that coldly? You're like your mother, right?
I mean, she was the only one in my life.
Well, I meant that you can see me.
Yes.
You're a lot like her in other ways, too. But my point is, you must know how difficult it is for me to be here, talking to you.
It's probably just as difficult for me to talk to you in general.
How long are you going to keep this grudge between us?
Indefinitely.
Look, son, I don't know what you had planned tonight, but we need to go.
Go where? And why would I go with you?
Well, I need you to follow me into the underworld.
For the underworld? That's just crazy. How would I even get there?
You're with a ghost.
Yeah, but I can't just open up portals in between dimensions.
I can.
You're a ghost.
Maybe you're not as much like your mother as I thought.
Why am I going to the underworld?
Uh, to oh, to save your mother. Eva, she's in trouble. Pretty bad trouble.
And I'm supposed to just believe you? I mean, she was in trouble when I was 16 too, and you did nothing but kill her. So you didn't help her then. Why help her now?
I told her you would not understand. And here it is,
Understand what?
all these years later, and I was right. She is not gonna like hearing that.
What was I not supposed to understand, or what was I?
Son, I didn't kill your mother.
Then who did?
She did.
So you're telling me she pulled the trigger to herself? She committed suicide?
Yeah, sort of. Well, I mean, the trigger. That might have been me, but she was dead before. I promise. How
You're right.
much do you
Don't
know
understand.
about who she worked for?
I know enough to know that all of y'all were evil and bad.
Okay. Fair. It hurts a little bit. I would have said evil and bad are relative. But the leader of the cartel, what do you know about him?
Not a lot yet. I'm still following leads to it though.
Well, let me help you out then. The thing leading the cartel, which we were regrettably wrapped up in, is a dead thing, a creature somewhere between life and death, a lich or something. His name is Vesuvius.
Okay.
I mean, doesn't that make sense? Think about the work your mother did.
I don't know exactly what she did for y'all.
Well, honestly, I don't really know either. For as powerful as he was, a creature that was dead, I don't think he had a lot of control over it. He needed her. She created things. Soldiers. Servants.
Like Golem.
I would have said zombie, but...
Okay. How long is this gonna take? Because I got a bar to attend to.
I'm asking you to come to the underworld and save your mother.
Yeah, and I asked you how long it would take to do this.
I don't know. Days? Months? What does it matter?
because priorities are myself and I now.
What happened to you?
You happen.
Oh, I see. You killed me and then you fell apart. You missed me that much?
No, you wanted me to backtrack it. You killed my mother. I killed you. My mother came back to me, and then she died again, and now you're here again. So yeah, feelings
Okay.
are not too enjoyable.
Yes, you killed me. No, I didn't kill your mother. Um, she was worried that she wouldn't remember the last few moments. I guess she didn't. Maybe that's why you don't know.
All right, fine. Let's go to the underworld and make this one big happy family again.
Okay. But first I'm gonna have to kill you.
What? No.
No, you're right. I'm kidding. Alright, let's go. The gateway is kind of far away and it can only be opened at night.
It's a good thing I slept all day.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. Well, you get to travel about 30 miles with your dead father who you killed. So I like to imagine
Yes,
how
but
that small
before we,
talk goes.
I grabbed specifically his gun and put my mother's gun in it.
Okay. That's perfect.
Oh God, I shouldn't have.
No, you should have done that, actually. So you have his gun and the flask,
Yes,
which is probably empty.
yes. Unfortunately.
All right.
And so I guess we're traveling on foot.
Yeah, you're traveling on foot. It takes you out of the city and up into the northwest area outside of Chicago. The area is still undeveloped, city-wise and just in general, and it becomes swampy. A very moist forest land. He says, I'm sorry I wasn't around much when you were young.
Me and you both.
I couldn't be. If you knew what we were involved in, he wouldn't have allowed it. He didn't allow it. It was all to protect you.
I feel like that's a choice, and you chose.
To protect my son? Yeah. From an
Order
evil lich
yourself.
creature? I don't know why you're being so stubborn, accepting all this. She killed herself to keep you safe. Why do you think I wouldn't stay away to keep you safe?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know anything about you.
Well, we've got a couple of hours walking. We can talk.
I'd rather not. Talking into you is just going to make me more and more agitated.
All right. Have it your way.
I do have a question. What's your anchor? How are you here? You have to have an anchor.
Oh, now you know things about ghosts.
A little bit.
Like I said, this is taking a lot of effort. In fact, I hope I have enough to get you back after all this.
Yeah. If there is any doubt that I can't come back, then I'm not going.
I mean, no, there's no doubt. Obviously, you could come back. Just maybe it won't be today. It might have to be tomorrow.
Mm.
I mean, I told you the gate only opens up at night anyway. Maybe if this takes too long, you'll have to stay an extra day anyway. And then we can really get to know each other.
Yeah, in the underworld where there's nothing but foul, nasty stuff.
Where are you getting your information? It's like you only know half of what's going on.
I'm still new to all this. I do only know half of what's going on.
You travel northeast for a while. About 30 miles, like I was saying before. You get to the area of the swamp where your father, Leon, leads you. Well, let's see. Let's back up a step. You feel something special about this place. You knew his name was Leon, right?
No.
Oh, you gave the name completely to me. That's right. There you go. There's your daddy's name.
Anyways, I feel something special about this place.
Yeah, this particular area of the swamp is drenched in a natural sort of death flux. It's the what is it called? Not the gauntlet. Whatever. The veil between the underworld and the real world is thin here, and you can sense that there's cracks in it. It's weak. And so it doesn't really surprise you, although this is the first time you've seen one of these, as you get to a particular area where the sensation is the strongest. In the twilight, there is a gateway, an Avernian gateway.
Okay.
Supposedly these things go to the underworld. And there's one just 30 miles outside of Chicago.
Convenient.
Who knew?
You would think the Death Mage might.
He doesn't even know who his father is. Okay. Your father begins to channel and pour energy into this gate. Essence. And as he fuels it, he opens the gate. He says now it'll only stay open for a short while. So once we're done on the other side, I'll open it back up. And this is where you'll come out. Are you
Okay.
sure you're ready to go in here?
No, but leap of faith, right?
Oh, does that mean you're starting to believe in me?
Not you. But if there's a chance to get my mother back, I'm going to do it.
Alright.
And then I'll go through the
Okay.
gate.
You go through the gate. He goes through the gate as well. That's what I was about to say. He goes through the gate. You two pass through the gate. You are transported to the realm of the dead. I probably need more fitting music. Let's do this one.
As when we get on the other side, I would like to cast Suppress Aura. So that way people don't sense me, kind of thing. Like,
Oh, that's good. Well, there we go. There goes my first encounter. It's gone. You thwarted it. I was gonna have a demonic hellhound tear your leg off.
that's just great.
I thought so. Okay. You pass through the gateway. You're in the underworld. It's everything you've read about. It's everything you expected. It's a dark place. A place without light. It's not just nighttime here. It is just time here. On the other side, the Avernian Gateway looks much more grand. These twin obelisks of soul-forged light stand like a beacon in the surrounding area, which is less like a swamp and a ruinous maze of decay and death. You arrive to the gate. Your father, Leon, takes a moment to look over himself, look over you, make sure the two of you have everything in the crossing, and then he turns and wills the gate closed. Says, we don't want things just wandering around through there, right? Probably seems like a good idea.
Sure. Yeah, we don't want things to coming from here into there. Makes sense.
So, before I tell you where your mother is, why don't you tell me how she got here?
That's a tug on a heartstring. Kind of hard to explain.
Son, you killed me.
Yeah, and
I mean,
in a way, I killed her too. I guess you could say.
well, hold on. I thought you were blaming me for that.
Okay, this isn't her first death. So, after you killed her, Mom came back to me as spirit, a ghost that just stayed with me.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. She never came here. And I went to this other dimension that like toyed with your head and was causing her pain and agony, torturing, and I severed the anchor.
Oh. Well, that makes
You know,
one.
thinking I was gonna, free her of the pain.
Oh, you probably freed her all right.
Obviously.
He points away through the ruins. He says, we should probably walk while we talk. It's best to move in this place.
I do ask him, this place isn't gonna mess with my head, is it?
I have never been here when I was alive. And I'm not quite as gifted like you or your mother. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, you lead the way.
He stops you for a minute. And he says, son, I might not have been there very much before. But I'm here now.
I see. And just keep walking.
He soon points out that you're going a little bit the wrong way and corrects your course.
Well, I did tell you to lead the way.
He says, okay. Well, I knew your mother was going to be bound to you. That was part of her final spell. And she told me that much. She was going to keep you safe. We knew that we had gotten in over our heads. And Vesuvius was making demands for you. I guess he thought he needed to control her more. So you were a way to do that. And you're right, I came for you guys. I had to. You can't work for someone, for something like that, and not follow orders. She knew that.
Okay. Well, sure. Okay. Why did you continue working for him after this all happened? Why didn't you just take me away then? If you came for us.
You think I had a choice? I was still in his grip. He would have done the same thing. He would have come after you to control me, just like he tried to with her.
So what was your plan all along? If you just said that you were coming for us, what were you coming to do? Take us away?
I was sent to kill her or collect her.
So you didn't come for us. So you played on words.
No, he sent me after you. I killed for him. If I could have known sooner, if I had any idea what things would be like 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, I would have made different choices. We don't have that luxury. I just did what I could at the time. I wasn't all powerful like your mother. I wasn't smart. like your mother. I was just good with a gun.
So how did she get involved with you if she was so smart?
Well, you know when two people work at the same place. We did a couple
Not
of
really.
jobs
I've always
together.
worked alone.
We went out on a few jobs together. As much as you make me out to be a bad guy, I'm really not. She knew that.
Your work says differently.
How many people have you killed, son?
I've lost count. But my killings are different than your killings, right? Because I killed the cartel and just the cartel.
Oh yeah? You've only ever killed cartel?
I mean, humanoid wise, yes.
Sounds like you're drawing a lot of lines in the sand.
You have to cross the line, you don't come back.
Maybe you're
So where are
smarter
we
than I
going?
thought. Uh, there's a... I hate calling it this. There's a ghost town right down the way. It's
That's
pretty much
funny.
literally that. This place is dangerous. There's safety in numbers. There's a guy down there I gotta talk to.
About?
Your mother, what do you... Come on, boy. Think.
Okay, well, let's go talk to this guy.
I see you're carrying my gun.
Only because I don't mind losing this one over the other one. And, I mean, to be petty, right? Using your gun that I took from you off your dead body.
I mean, I don't remember putting up much of a fight. I'm pretty sure I practically gave it to you.
I mean, how can you put up a fight if you're dead?
He says, unironically, to a ghost.
He says, boy, you know how many people I've killed? It wouldn't have been any trouble to put a bullet in your head. Upstart like you. Did you even think about any of that? How did you find me?
I tracked you down.
How? With what lead?
I found plenty of those. You left bodies everywhere, right?
Not towards the end. Not after her death. Vesuvius didn't trust me with a job. Once I failed to bring her back, he never let me put another bullet in a man. So I don't know what you were chasing. But it wasn't me.
Did you even know I was captured before I was there?
What difference does that make?
Did you know they tortured me?
It's not uncommon.
if you knew that and you really wanted to do something for me, you could have saved me then. You could have saved me at the 16, and you chose not to. So you didn't save me 2 times that you had the opportunity to. Don't go questioning everything now.
Sometimes you can't do everything that you want. You should know that just as much as me.
There's always a choice, right?
Is that why we're here right now, chasing your mother? Because you had a choice?
Yeah. I chose to come with you, didn't I? I didn't have to. Could have left it as it is. Just went to the bar like I had planned to.
You didn't have to let her go.
Exactly. You always have a choice.
Well, now she's paying for your choice.
Or her own.
There's some guys down here. They do bad stuff. Shouldn't be a surprise. They probably did a lot of the same stuff when they were alive. You know, murdering, stealing, all that kind of stuff, that's pretty normal. Slave trading is still pretty big around here. If you're not strong enough to defend yourself, you could get scooped up and hauled around for who knows what. There's a thing. A man. A ghost. Down here by the name of Darien Darkclaw. He's a slave trader. He has your mother.
Okay, sounds easy enough. I hope.
Easy enough. He's easily got 50 men.
Well, do you know where he is, or do we need to talk to this guy to figure out where he is?
We need to talk
What's
to
your
the guy
plan?
first. My plan is to get you ready to do something about the mistake you made. You got her into this mess, and you need to get her out.
That's not what I meant by plan. What's your plan to get her out?
Well, we need to get you a proper gun.
What do you mean, proper guy? I got this one.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right, hotshot, Mr. Gunslinger. Here, come over here. There we go, this is a good spot. Come right over here, step over here. You've been walking and talking, you've exited the area with a bunch of ruins, and you've kind of come into, I wouldn't call it a forest, that would be generous, but there are several tree-like things, barren of leaves, mostly black in color. They don't really have anything resembling life, like bark or anything. They might be petrified for all you know, just in the shape of a tree. But there are a few of them about, and like their living counterparts, in a few of these tree-like statues of the underworld, there are a few small ghost-like creatures, ghosts, of birds. They look like ravens, except instead of being pitch black, ironically, they're white, very pale color. And they sit on this tree. He points out a couple of them, 50 feet away. He says, "Alright, son, take your little pop gun out, and why don't you put a hole in that bird over there?"
That's easy. And I do it.
Okay. First of all, the firearm goes off. A very muted thing in a place like this. Seems not just the living die here. The sound echoes, very empty. Your bullet streaks off. Seems to strike the figure. It's difficult to tell. It staggered a bit, but then it just kind of settled itself on its perch and came back to a rest. The bird that you shot, and you're pretty sure you shot it, seems to be ultimately unfazed or unaffected by your weapon.
So you're telling me my bullets aren't affect ghosts?
Some
That's
ghosts,
I'm
maybe.
just dumb.
In some situations, sure. These ghosts here, right now, in their current state, in your current state, no.
Okay, well, I guess I need a different gun.
Now your
You're
father gives
right.
you a supportive smile. And he says, no, maybe you missed. But try again.
No, I don't miss.
Really? Because that bird ain't dead.
I know I hit that bird.
Okay. So, the first step to my plan, you need a better gun. And then, we'll do some stuff. You'll do a bunch of stuff, and you'll save your mother.
A bunch of stuff.
Well, maybe, sure. I'm paraphrasing. Look, maybe the plan doesn't go very far after you getting a gun, but it's a pretty good first step.
Okay, one step at a time, I guess. Let's just do this.
Alright. Like I said, let's go down here to this ghost town and let's find a guy.
A guy, you don't know his name?
I know his name. I don't think you need his name.
I always need his name.
He says, you know what, how about we just don't talk for a little while? You want to do that? We never played any games when you were young. Let's play a game. Let's see who can be quiet the longest till we get around to the town. And then maybe a little
I
longer.
never heard magic to my ears.
Alright. The two of you continue traveling. You walk for, I don't know, a few hours. This place begins to set upon you like a fatigue. It doesn't wear on you, making you tired so much as it dulls you. You don't feel like you've expended the strength or the effort that would exhaust you, but you feel like in this place you have less of it. You feel this place draining on you, weighing you down. And hours exposed to this just makes that obvious.
I slow my pace a bit.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're tired.
Well, I'm talking about like noticeably.
Okay.
Like maybe bend over every now and then, trying to catch my breath.
Oh, well, your father says, well, come on now, we're almost there. You can't be dying on me yet. We hadn't even come to your part of the plan yet.
Yeah, I guess this place is taking a toll on a living body.
I thought you could protect yourself from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of something. Well, let's just slow the pace down until I can come up with something.
But we're almost there. If we hurry, we could get there.
Now you sound like a little kid. Just keep going.
No, you're right. Let's slow down. It wouldn't do for you to drop dead as soon as we get there. The walls
And
just hang
I
out here.
think I'm going to cast Ghost Shield.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that I'll like shield myself from the presence of the underworld, like that's suppressing.
All right. Primary factor's potency. So if you're gonna make it last a while, you're gonna have to spend some reaches.
Correct.
Get it where you want it.
So let's see. Do I have time, or do I need to instant reach it?
If you want to spend an hour down here casting a spell.
I mean, I got a whole nother day, right? Because I'm gonna be down here for overnight.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm gonna use that reach to add the duration. So that's that. Is that the only reach I need? It doesn't say reaches for anything.
If you do another reach, you can do advanced duration.
Okay. That will
It
be...
only costs 1 reach to get to advanced duration.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Like, to make it last longer, you have to take penalties as a dice pool.
Yeah, I was thinking shift. Hold on. Let's see. I was just reading this. I had something else in my mind. Shifting. Its primary factor is normally potency. So if you spin a reach
Yeah.
and shift that into duration,
Yeah.
that will probably help you out a lot. Because the effect of the power is to protect you from stuff and cause it to clash of will against you. It doesn't really... Unless you're being counterspelled, the potency doesn't really matter.
So spin a reach, make it duration. Spin a reach, make it advanced duration.
Yeah, so then you'll be on the advanced duration chart, and then whatever you get will be, what, 2 points higher? Because you have 2 death? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
It's Arcana -1.
Okay, 1 point higher.
Which makes it a day, I
Right.
think.
So there you go.
Okay.
And that's
If
without
I'm spinning 2
subtracting any
reaches, that
dice.
means you get paradox, but I'm going to be using my tool so that you get 1 die. Okay. 2, 3, that's 5. With my tool is 1. Do I get 2 yantras or...
You can get more yantras if you take longer to cast the spell.
Okay, so I have...
So if you're already taking, not if you're already doing a ritual cast, you can use as many yantras as you want. As long as your gnosis allows you to use that many.
Okay. So I'll do the 2 yantras. 1 is my tool, and then... I guess
Okay.
Hyper voice for two dice.
High voice.
So that's
High speech.
yeah, hyper. That's that one.
Um.
So that
Okay. And I think my die was a chance die, right? Because you have a base 2. You have -2 for your tool. So that was a dramatic failure for me.
8. So
What does that do for a paradox roll?
The next paradox roll made for the same scene does not suffer the usual +1, and you gain a point of willpower.
Neat.
Okay, 4 successes. So plenty. Lasts for a day. Okay, you shield yourself against the effects and manifestations of the underworld, of death. And ghosts and stuff. So that's good. It's probably something you wanted to do anyway. Honestly.
yeah, I just didn't know that the just walking was gonna put a strain.
Alright. So you stop, take some time, put the shield on you, and before too long, you're starting to feel better. Now that you got the icky, bad effects of the underworld off your shoulders, you're starting to feel alright.
All right. Well, I'm back to normal. Let's talk about this guy. This gun. Not talk to. That's what I meant.
Okay, alright, well, you guys go. A little bit further, and you come upon, well, what looks like a small town. It looks, from a distance, a little bit more like a cemetery, full of mausoleums. Like a giant open earth crypt. But you guys approach. And as you get closer, you can make out the many dozens of ghosts that have taken up residence here. Many of them have been down here for a while. And you get a sense that when a ghost is detached from reflections of its prior self, its true self, it begins to mutate, loses its self-image, and becomes something more inhuman, ghastly, monstrous. Some things are just downright sinister, others just weird.
Okay. I just continue to follow while
Okay.
with an eye on the back.
Alright, well, your father continues to lead you. Yeah, he takes you to a small concrete structure that's got an open door passageway in the front. Kind of ducks down into the ground a little bit, not too unlike the Chicago basement levels. A lot of the buildings there, like, they have basement access, cellar access straight from the street. This is a bit like that as you step down into the small place. It is a very undead bar. Maybe. Something like that. There are a collection of patrons. They are imbibing things. Some of them are like drinks. Ghostly liquids. Kind of just asked me this.
I didn't want to interrupt you. That's why I typed you.
Now I gotta type you back.
You didn't have to. You could have just
They-
surprised me.
They have their ghostly beverages, and they're partaking in them in their strange ways. When I say that they're some of them are less normal and more exotic. For instance, you see one ghastly creature of a ghost sitting at a table by itself, and instead of a cup of beverage, it has more like a saucer of little glowing grub worms. It
Ew.
seems to take delight in popping those things in its mouth, one after another, and chomping down on their glowy, ghostly substance.
Sounds disgusting.
Your father kind of guides you down into the back. You come to the bar. Concrete slab laid across a couple of coffins. Several stools set up. There's a ghost sitting next to a stool. The stool is broken. No one could actually sit here. This ghost is kind of floating in place. It's just pretending, going through the motions of sitting. And she winks at you as you approach. Your father says, I think she likes you.
I'd rather stick to the living. Find your dude.
Alright. He turns over to the bar. He bangs on the concrete bar. And again, that muted sort of sound. That reminder that everything here is stifled and muffled. He says, Danny, come on out here. And a figure passes through the wall. Comes up to the bar. He says, see? I told you it wasn't hopeless. I found him. I found my boy. This is my son. Even though he probably wouldn't admit it.
Never.
The ghastly ghost bartender kind of leans in, pulls a ghostly cup from nowhere and begins to ghostly wipe it down and clean it. He says, it's a bit scrawny. Looks a lot like his mother.
Well, thank you. For the compliment.
Anyway, your father kind of leans in on the bar. He says, did you find what I was asking you about? We need to find that. And he begins to say a word. You hear the first couple of sounds. It's G something G. And then the guy behind the bar, Danny the bartender, he says, yeah, don't say that. Don't even dare speak it. You're gonna get the whole lot of us dragged down and tossed into the pit. He whispers a few words to your father, something you can't hear. Your father seems pleased.
Oh,
He says, alright, Danny, thanks. And then looks to you. He says, I think it's time we go.
go where?
First of all, out of here, and then I can tell you.
Okay.
push your way through
So-
ghosts, through patrons. I'm sorry, did you want to say something while you were here? Did you
No, no, go
pick
ahead.
up that ghost?
No, I did not pick up that ghost.
Leon begins to kind of escort you out of the town in a direction different from the way you guys came in. And it's not till he is a comfortable distance out of it and away from everybody else. He says, so I didn't quite tell you exactly the truth. We're getting you a gun. That much you need, or else you're not going to be able to do anything worth a damn down here. But it's not necessarily a gun per se. We're looking for ghost fire. Now, this stuff is bad, especially to ghosts. And ironically, that's one of the only things that makes it. Sometimes when the living are so steeped in death that when they die, their soul becomes something else, something terrible, an ember of eternal flame. That is the source of ghost fire. It's like concentrated death. And my boy Danny found such a ghost with that kind of soul.
Okay. So, it's the fire is somebody, or is it the essence of somebody?
It's the same thing down here.
Okay, so sure, I'll just go with it. I look confused.
It's alright. It's one of those things you gotta see first, I guess. Not that I've ever seen it. Or if it touches me, it'll destroy me brutally.
It's nice to know.
We're after a guy. Well, ghost of a guy. I mean, he's probably not even that, really. Shadow of a man. He was Jim the Killer Miller. Killed a lot of guys, I guess. He was a hitman, murderer. He died about 50 years ago. 40 years ago. He's been seen wandering around these parts. So we're gonna go find him. And then you're going to kill him and take his fire.
How am I gonna kill something that I can't shoot?
No, don't focus on the details.
Okay.
He kind of gestures and points like all over the place. Isn't this like your thing? I don't, weren't you like her?
Wasn't it like who?
Like your mother.
As in what detail?
I don't know, she had a power over death. It was something even Vesuvius didn't have, something he craved. That's why he leveraged you against her, so that she would use her magic for him, her power.
Do you know what this power was called?
Magic, right? Is that how it works? She was a mage? She could do magic?
Yeah, she was a mage. How did you know that?
You think the only thing your mother and I did was make you?
She broke so many different telling you or showing you what she does.
And that was probably the least of her worries.
Well, if you knew the name of this power, or whatever you want to call it, then maybe I could recall what it is or what I could do with it.
I don't know. I don't know if it had a name. She was just strong.
Maybe I could pull something out of my butt when we get there. Let's just get there first.
Alright, well, it's not much longer now. Alright. Your father continues to guide you through the underworld. More ruins in this dead place. You see the decayed bits of unnatural structures here almost as much as you see the natural world in the world of the living. Easily half the time you're trekking through this place is through some lost, forgotten ruin of some kind. You come to this particular area, however, and it starts to become clear that maybe Leon doesn't know exactly where he's going anymore. He's gotten probably about as far as he knows the right way. And it seems to you he's just trying to pick his best guess through the ruins as you continue deeper.
I say, Leon, maybe I can help you with this. I mean, this is what I do, right? I track people. I want to see if I can't get a hint of this guy or find a direction.
Okay. Start to look around for clues. You're right, used to track people. And as you're looking around, you might not believe it at first, but as you start looking, you find tracks. They seem to be a horse. A shoed horse.
Great.
The tracks don't seem to be too old. In fact, in this place where everything's so muted and diluted, the fact that you found tracks at all is probably a good sign that you're close. So you begin
So I look back.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead. I look back at him. Maybe it's time I take the lead. Say we go this way.
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. It's about time that you take the lead. About time you did something.
Look, this is your world here, sir. I'm a guest, per se.
Well, I mean, technically, you're the reason we're both here.
We don't want to get into the details, right? Remember?
You found this guy yet?
Yeah, I think I may have the right direction that he may be in?
That's right. In fact, you come up to an area just ahead, and as the ruins kind of open up into a chamber, you see it. It is a horse, or some sort of nightmarish version of it, and a rider. He doesn't seem to have spotted you. This ghostly dead thing meanders on his hellish steed, ambling through the ruins. Conveniently enough, you're coming up behind him.
So I'll turn back around. I was like, is this your guy?
Oh, you're the one tracking him. I don't know what he looks like.
What? I don't know what he looks like.
Just let's kill him, and if he has fire, then we'll take it. You're acting like I've done this before.
You're right. I am acting like you've done this before. With my guns not working, I don't think I can touch this.
I mean, you can't do anything?
I'm not as strong as Mom yet. I'm new to all of this. I don't know the spells, nor do I think I have the power yet.
Now really isn't the time to bring that up.
You're the one that drug me down here. Let's see what. Okay. I'm gonna try something.
Okay, you do that.
Let me concentrate a second. And I'm gonna need you to we're gonna set up a trap. Just so you know, we're setting up a trap.
Okay. Together.
And you're
Father and son.
together. Leon and Jasper.
It's
Setting up a trap.
It's too hard to say. It's like father and son.
No. Yes. No. Let's just get this shit done. Okay. So you're gonna be my decoy. I am gonna sit right here behind a tree thing, a grave site thing. Whatever. I'm leaning on. I'm leaning on something.
Okay.
You're gonna get this dude's attention, and I'm going to cast a spell when he gets close. But you got to make sure to get out of the way, or you'll be in the trap too.
All right.
And when he does this, I'm going to cast Soul Jar.
Okay.
Right? I think that's the right spell. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. I'm going to use my flask as the entrapment.
Nice.
I do not want to spend the reach to bind it to myself. Because I don't feel like this soul needs to be binded to my soul. But I will spend the 2 reach for the mana and make it last. So that's 2 reaches, and I'm gonna have to cast it instant because it's a trap. So that's 3 reaches. So that'll be that word.
Okay.
Paradox.
Before you go spending all your reaches on that, this technically works on a displaced soul, and
Okay.
this guy's kinda using it. So, I will let you attempt this, but he's gonna counter you. And sort of a
Okay.
clash of wills. So, if you want
Never done that before, so
to,
we'll go make it work.
if you want to boost your potency or something, make the spell stronger, that would probably be good.
Well, it's a duration,
Well, I guess you better change that.
so that'll be 4 reaches.
Well, that or reach less.
Or what?
Or reach less.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you tell me. You're the one spinning all the reaches. I mean, give me 10 paradox dice. I would love that.
I would not. uh. So one reach over is automatically 2, so every reach after that is another 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 1 to cast it instant. That would be 2 over, 3 over, so that would be 6 minus 2, that would be 4. You would have 4 paradox die.
Okay. Alright.
It's the only thing I can think of, so let's do it. Oh, shoot.
Alright, I got 2 successes. What are you gonna do?
How do I eat those?
You can roll
Willpower, right?
your wisdom. You gotta roll wisdom.
Roll the wisdom.
I mean, you can only
That's
soak as many as you get successes. And it causes damage to you.
boom.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you can soak them both up.
All right.
Bob, do those still penalize your spell roll?
If you soak, it cannot penalize your spell roll, even if there's leftovers.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
So that's
So you get all your
Sure.
dice, and you take 2 bashing damage.
2 bash. Boom, boom. Here's Soul Jar.
Alright. Alright. So. Here we go. This is how this plays out. Good old dad goes up there. I don't know. Lobs a rock at the guy. And it comes dangerously close to being effective. But doesn't really hit. But it gets the attention of old... What was his name? Jim Miller.
Jim Killer Miller.
Jim the Killer Miller. And he turns and he begins to ride towards your dad, who turns and runs. And the whole time he's hollering at you. He's like, I got his attention, here he comes. And sure enough, here he comes. Just before he rides your father down, you unleash the spell. You reach out with your soul jarring spell. You can tell this creature, this thing, like your father said, is not so much a ghost. It's a body for this thing, for this terrible soul that it has. And so, as you try and tear it away from it, it's effective. It works better than it probably should. And you reach out with your magic and you pull and will the soul into your flask. And it comes. And this ghostly green fire erupts from horse, from rider. It spews forth from his eye holes, from his mouth. It comes out of garish wounds that were present on the horse. And this fire coalesces into a single point as it funnels into your flask. And your flask starts to get hot. Really hot. Like, you probably shouldn't be holding on to it hot. And while this is going on, as the fire is siphoned from Jim Killer Miller, his specter, his mount, his everything, fades into dust, into ash, and blows away. You're staring at this flask. It doesn't look like it's going to contain it. This vessel doesn't look like it's strong enough to hold this soul for very long. Your father comes running up. He says, did it work? It worked, right? He's gone.
Yeah, it worked. And you said it was too hot for me to grab?
Yeah, and it's just getting hotter.
What if I casted Alchemist Touch?
Cast what?
Alchemist Touch. It's a matter spell.
Okay. To do...
To where I can hold the flask. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Never mind. Just that. Yeah, forget that. I'll take my jacket off and wrap the flask up in my jacket. I didn't know it, so that way the flask won't fall out. And then tie the jacket around my waist.
Okay. Tie the jacket around your waist. Roll dexterity and athletics to avoid being burned as this thing erupts from the flask.
Oh, crap. It erupts from the flat.
It erupts from the flask. The flask gives in to the destructive power of the ghost fire. and is burned. And the fire comes spewing forth, and it begins to consume the jacket quickly, very
Son of
quickly.
a gun!
And you take the jacket off quickly. You take the thing that's getting on fire off of you, and it falls to the floor. And your father's standing there. He jumps back too. He says, it didn't work. That didn't work. You said it worked.
Yeah, and you just ruined my favorite jacket.
I didn't do that. No part of that was me doing that. He says, "What?
Okay.
No, this is fine. This is fine. We don't need the fire. So we have it. Just where's my gun?"
Right here. And I pull it out of the holster.
Okay. So he stands over you, behind you, kind of, away from the flame. And he says, "All right, hold the gun directly at the fire. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to stick the gun into the flames. Now, timing is everything. The fire will destroy the physical part of the gun. But if you take it out quick enough, what's left, the ghostly part, the spiritual part, the essence of the gun, will be imbued with the flame."
Okay, sure.
Ghost gun. Yeah. He says, all right, are you ready?
Yeah.
You gotta be ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. What? Dex and athletics again?
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh, you'll have to watch the video to see what I rolled. Oh, do you want to take a dramatic failure?
Yeah. Sure, let's lose my gun.
Okay. Perfect.
That's what would happen.
This is actually perfect. Alright. You dip the gun, your father's gun, the one that you weren't too concerned with losing, into the fire.
Yeah.
To forge a weapon to save your mother. The ghostly flames begin to dance and consume the gun. And as they do, you get ready to pull back, to pull the weapon out of the fire, out of this terrible soul of hatred and death and burning in front of you. And just as you go to pull it out, something knocks you off balance. You fall forward, and you reach out instinctively to catch yourself from falling forward with your hand that's extended forward towards the fire. And as you do, your fingers slip into the fire, and it burns. Your hand slips into the fire, and the pain shoots through you. This is all happening instantly, and by this fraction of a second, your fingers are already disintegrating, turning into ash, consumed by the ghost flame. You quickly catch yourself with your other arm, and you start to pull yourself out, to pull your arm out of the fire before you lose any more of your hand. And that's when you realize you didn't slip. Your father has a hold of you, and he's pushing your arm into the flame.
Douchebag.
You're completely off balance. You have no way to fight back. You try and leverage against him. You try and fight it and avoid the flame, but he's got you. And in a quick and shockingly controlled effort, he forces your arm into the flame, all the way up to your elbow, maybe a little more. And you finally fight free of him. He stops pushing you into the fire. He takes several steps back. As you pull out of the flame, it has disintegrated 3/4 of your arm. And little bits of the ghost flame still burn and dance along your what's left. And they consume and they destroy in just pieces of you, turn into ash and float away into nothing, just like Jim the Killer Miller did. And when it's all said and done, you're left with little more than a nub at the end of your shoulder, burned clean off.
It took my whole arm?
Yeah. The gun and your arm are gone. Also, take 4 lethal damage. Take 4 lethal damage and you lose 3 willpower.
Son of a gun.
Not anymore.
Right? Lethal is the 2 dashes, right?
Yeah, lethal's the X.
Okay.
Leon is several steps behind you. He says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to. We had to. I know I deceived you. I told you this was about a gun, but it's about so much more. You didn't think that just sticking a gun inside the fire would do it, did you? There's a
I'm
human
just like-
element. There's always a human element to these things. But that's it, I promise. No more lies, no more deception. This is what we needed. This is what you needed.
What, to lose an arm?
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how it works. Like, the stories, they're vague. It's not very often that the living come down here and do this.
Well, I'll tear some of my shirt off and wrap my nub up the best I can with one hand.
Okay. Your father will help you, if you'll let him.
No, don't touch me. So what now? Now I don't have an arm. I don't have a gun. I'm just here.
I wish I had more answers.
So what was the point? What are we doing? We don't have fire.
Oh, the fire's still there.
Fire's still where?
It's on the ground. It's burning. In fact, you can see it begin to flicker and dance, and it's a little more lively than you would like. And your dad says, we should probably get out of here. Creatures
I got
like
one
that,
better.
things like that are eternal. He will be back.
I don't care about that. I care about what just happened. You burn me, I'm gonna burn you, and I'll roll fire
You what?
on the fire and burn him. Like just his arm, just like he
with
did.
matter.
No, with forces.
With force. Oh, okay, control fire. Right, forces.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Oh,
Because it's not like regular fire.
that's dumb.
This is you need death magic to control this fire. The kind
Probably
of
a
death
higher.
magic. Yeah, the kind your mother had.
Yeah, probably.
He says,
Okay, so what?
look,
What now?
Well, now you go home.
I go home. I came here for nothing.
You need time. You need time to heal.
Good luck getting me to come back.
I think it'll be a lot easier than you think it will.
All right, fine. Send me home.
All right, well, let's go.
I can't believe I just lost everything. I lost an arm, lost my gun, I lost my flask, lost my jacket, I lost everything.
That's funny. Okay, well, you have this awkward walk back over hours of undead landscape, back to the gateway. And, your father kind of pushes you. He says, we need to hurry. It's getting late. And if it's morning by the time we get there, well, we'll be stuck there for a while.
Yeah, well. Yeah. We do need to hurry, so I can get rid of you.
A couple of hours go by, easily where you aren't graced with conversation. And then your father says, "Look, I know you're mad at me. Understandably. But you do have to remember you killed me. And I'm not saying this makes us even. But you need to know that I didn't kill your mother. When I came for her to take her back,
okay.
She used her magic. I don't know. All of it, I guess. Why did you think she was bound to you? How do you think that happens? She did that.
I thought, like every other human thinks, that if a soul doesn't go to heaven or hell, they stay on Earth and they haunt you.
It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as a soul. Sure, it's a mother's love, but do you really think that would have kept her from passing on?
Possibly.
Well, you're right. Possibly. But maybe not. And she didn't want to take that chance. She knew she couldn't go back to him. She knew that she didn't want you ending up in his hands. And she knew if I just killed her, that wouldn't be an escape either. Like, I don't know exactly what she did, but she used her magic. She made it so that you two would still be together. She knew that if she did it this way, Vesuvius couldn't get her, he couldn't get you, and she could be there to protect you.
Alright, well, just open the stupid gate.
Alright, well, he just opens the stupid gate. He dumps energy into the ghostly pylons, and they dance with power and vibrance. And the Avernian gateway opens to the real world, to the material world. And there it is, your way out.
Right before I walk through, I turn back and I look at him and say, "Hey, what happens to a ghost that's already dead if he dies again?"
That's not that simple.
Okay. Puzzling look. I walk through the entrance.
Okay. Right before you fade completely through the gateway and into the other world, you hear him say one last thing. I love you.
I ignore it and just keep walking.
Shortly after reappearing in the material world, the gateway closes. It is near morning time, Saturday morning. You are out in the swamp, 30 miles from downtown Chicago. You have a long walk ahead of you, and your arm, your whole arm, especially the parts that are gone, hurt. They hurt a lot.
Is G-Town closer than home?
No. No. Since you went northwest, you would have to walk past your house back to G-Town.
What kind of magic did Missy use?
I think we
You
only saw her
only
use
saw
fate.
her life and fate.
Oh, Missy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what kind of magic did she use? What kind of magic did I ever use on you guys?
Well, you
Pretty
made
sure
me
it was
puke
fate.
my guts up.
Would you know you were using your sight? Can you tell exactly what magics?
Only if you have prime sight.
Okay, well. Do you know?
Needless to say, I would like to go see Missy, see if she can help my arm soothe the pain, something.
There we go. Okay. You go to see Missy in Flammertown, and at first no one really knows where she's at, and then they kind of tell you that she's off duty. It says that Saturday's her day off.
Do we know where she resides?
And the best answer you can get is she goes off and does her thing. She's on the clock for 6 days. She gets 1 day off.
Where am I at right now? Inside G-Town.
I don't know, where would you be at inside G-Town?
Okay, well, who am I talking to?
Well, exactly. Who would you go to talk to for the information? I mean, if you could talk to random people, they're friendly enough. I mean, either they don't understand you and then they continue walking, or you find somebody and you ask them, and everybody knows Missy. Corinne.
I would talk to Misty's partner.
Okay.
Whatever his name.
Grin. She
Yeah.
called him Grin. His name was Grindel.
I would ask. Yeah, Grindel. Do you have anything to soothe pain? Do you have a pain reliever?
Oh,
Like a strong pain reliever?
he says, no, but Terry Winkles is probably the best place to forget pain.
I don't think an amount of alcohol is gonna soothe this pain. All right. I say thank you, and could you leave Missy a message? Tell her that in her convenience, that Jasper would like to talk to her.
Sure.
And then I go back to redemption services.
All right, you do that. You go back to redemption services. Okay. It's morning time, and you're tired. Easily. Eventually, I guess, through the pain, you manage to get some sleep. Saturday morning. Hey, we come full cycle. We made it all the way through the 17th. You guys survived another day.
Barely survived another day.
All right. So, let's see. Oh shoot! I didn't tell you something I really wanted to tell you. Oh well.
Don't. Oh well. What is it?
We'll have to figure that out later.
That's garbage.
Okay. This is where we leave Jasper. So, let's go back to your stuff. Bring your mother back. Dang, you almost had the short, but not really.
I tried.
Your exposure to the ghost fire and your exposure to the underworld. I'll give you 2 mage beats for that. Plus 1 for the game. That's 3.
Okay.
Let's see. If you want to shift your obsession a little bit about the way that you bring your mother back, then I'll give you a beat for that. But it would become to save her from the underworld.
Okay. Well, the reason why I brought that obsession up like I did was because I felt like through the time of me being obsessed with it, I would trust my comrades into the point of where I would make her, I guess, kind of like Echo. In a way, you see what I'm saying?
Like Echo.
Yes, but okay. If you still want to keep it the way it is, then that's fine. If you think right now that's the way Jasper would keep it, then keep it.
Well, no, not now, but that was my intentions.
Okay.
So I guess I could obsess that over later. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
My obsession would be going and saving her from the underworld.
All right. So I'll give you a beat for that obsession. Additionally, this is what's going to happen to Jasper. You are going to wake up sometime Saturday, or maybe even after Saturday, and you are, let's see, what kind of time frame do I want to put on this? You're going to have
little burn.
over the next couple of days, you're going to have phantom pains in the arm. Phantom everything. Phantom feelings. Mostly pain, but it begins to subside a little bit. And basically, by the end of the second day, when you would have naturally healed one of the lethal damage, your arm will recover. And what's going to happen is, because you have the sight and it's your arm, Jasper's arm is going to come back. Only it's not the way it was before. Your arm, say this is probably your right hand since you had the gun, right?
Yeah.
So your main hand, your right arm, is now a ghost arm. You're gonna want to start writing stuff down.
Okay.
Jasper has essence now, an essence pool. It's what ghosts and spirits use. He has 3 essence. That's his pool. You can convert mana or willpower into 1 essence. You don't gain essence like ghosts do. You have to spend the energy of the living to gain essence. So mana or willpower, point for point, for 1 essence. Normally, your arm is going to be ghostly. It's going to always be interacting with the Twilight or unmanifested beings. If you spend 1 essence, you can create a ephemera arm and basically manifest your arm into the real world. And whenever you do that, or actually whenever you want, when you manifest your arm, or when your arm is a ghost, you can have Diablos at your disposal.
Okay.
It is a part of your arm. When you want it, it is there. It's in your hand. If you make your arm real, Diablos is real. It has all the same stats that it did before it was consumed. Now, additionally, you may spend 1 essence to invoke the ghost fire in your arm. And whenever you do that, for the scene, all attacks dealt by that arm and or Diablos will deal aggravated damage to spirits, ghosts, and creatures with no soul.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry. Don't shoot Echo, you'll mess her up.
You said without a soul?
Yeah. So, that's 1 essence for your arm. That lasts for a scene. 1 essence for the ghost fire. That lasts for a scene. You have 3 essence pool. And you just have to spend mana or willpower to trade for essence. But it doesn't go the other way.
Okay. Alright. That's good. I did a brief summary, you said.
That's okay, I got some notes too, so if you forget some stuff. And then we gave you 1, 2, 3, 4 beats.
4.
Okay. That sounds good.
And it's 1 aggravated damage?
No, it's just aggravated. Like, whatever you deal, it's aggravated.
Okay.
So, what was Diablos? It was like +2 lethal?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you shoot somebody and you deal 5 lethal damage, 5 aggravated.
Alright.
And the significance of this, because you might know, since you're kind of a death mage, and you kind of live with an encyclopedia sometimes when he decides to live in the same house as you. Aggravated damage is difficult to deal to spirits and ghosts when the conditions are actually met to really deal aggravated damage to them, i.e. your ghost fire. It shreds essence from them. That is a key feature in actually killing those creatures. So
in order for you to kill them, you have to deal aggravated.
you have to bleed their essence. If creatures like that die with essence, they don't die.
That's cool.
So you are like a spirit, ghost, non-soul, murdering mofo now. 1 arm in the grave. So, given your upcoming inevitable battle in the underworld, this is going to be extremely helpful.
Right. Hopefully I can bring friends with me.
And it's probably going to be really helpful, in this world, considering how much I plan on throwing spirits and ghosts and things that don't have souls at you. In fact, now
Like gingers.
Gingers. Now that you have your ghost arm, you're actually going to be really helpful to Elijah.
Oh shit, Missy.
Because that dude's got spirit, ghost, and no soul creature problems.
Oh man, double up. Missy's a ginger, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Where's my no arm gun thing?
Have you tried sticking your arm in Ghostfire?
Says the guy that was like, I deal 30 aggravated damage to everything in the room.
Right?
But did they die?
No, because you needed his arm. Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't spoil it then, but like I said, a lot of those creatures have conditions where they don't take it aggravated unless.
Unless what?
Well, exactly. You got to figure that out. Unless, and then it becomes lethal. And then if it's lethal, it's, you can use armor and all kinds of stuff to reduce it, so. And spirits can actually get armor extremely easily. Like a lot of it. So. Woo, okay. Well, that was a long segment. This is about 8-9 minutes later than I wanted to stay up. It's a hard limit.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
Sean's fault. He had all those daddy issues.
Hydra did call out that all 4 small games would probably be longer than a normal game.
I'm not gonna say I told you
we've been
so,
stopping
but-
around 3.
Yeah, it wasn't too much longer.
Yeah.
If we didn't have all the technical difficulties, it would have been a bit shorter. But okay, so before I close all this out, does anybody have anything else they want to bring up?
How much time
Should
is
be pretty
going
good.
to pass between what happened in our short stories and the time that's going to be occurring next Friday?
I don't know exactly. How much time do you need? You just curious because, or
Well,
you got plans?
Well, because I would want to talk to my curator guy and learn about a legacy, right?
Oh, okay. All right. Then, well, I don't want to give you too long.
Right. Well, that's why I was asking. What, is
We'll
it like
say-
3 days?
Yeah,
Is
we'll
it
give
a
you like 3
week?
days. You get like 3 days.
All right.
I mean, how long do you need? They don't put like timetable
They
requirements on
don't
it,
put
so-
timetable.
Okay.
Right. And
You've
I'm not
got a
gonna
few
I'm not
days.
gonna invest XP in it right now anyway. I want to establish the relationship and learn about it, right?
He wants to learn.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll probably give you like 3 days. In fact, I'll go ahead and put that on here right now.
Hell, it could even be 2 days since Jasper doesn't get back till Saturday. Alright?
20, 21.
And apparently my time frame was what? A 2-hour nap? That's what happened on mine.
2-hour nap.
Yeah, sure. Something like that.
Do, 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 do,
So the
do,
next
do,
game will
do,
take
do.
place on Wednesday. I'll put you guys to work. So that means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Your characters have 3 days to be doing whatever you want.
Okay.
I trust
Resting.
you guys got the beats already.
Yeah.
Recorded.
We got 4 each. We
So
just take 4 each.
Then, for the next game, I will need a long and short for Echo.
Mhm.
And you guys should message these to me in Discord, that way they don't get lost. A short from Elijah, a long and short for Sylvan,
Alright.
and Jasper's are all intact. So
Elijah got 5 beats.
Did he?
So, yeah, so put 1 in the bank.
Well,
Did
because,
he?
because this was all separate and we didn't influence anything, I think he should just get it. He got 5 beats, he got 5 beats.
Okay with that.
it's up to you guys.
Yeah,
Keep your
sounds
beat.
good.
Sure. Sounds good, thanks.
Okay. Well, alright guys, thanks for playing. I hope you all had fun.
Heck yeah. Loads
That
of
was
fun.
cool.
Anything on our end from the GM's perspective?
Yeah.
Like, can we do stuff better?